jms3music.
Okay, it's now Friday the 27th, 7:30 p.m. And I'm finally at the point where I can start working in the Vocaloid editor, start working with the lyrics for drifting. What I've done to get to this point, beyond some additional tweaks to the actual score in print music, once I got those to my liking, I exported everything from print music to a MIDI file, and then imported that MIDI file into Vocaloid Editor. Now, Vocaloid Editor can only handle, or each track in Vocaloid Editor can only handle um, mono, monophonic notes. Can't handle multiple notes at once. So even though I ultimately added a second line of vocals in print music, I'm only working with one line here in this file. I'll open up another file to work with the other line later. But what you see here is the piano roll, and the notes have already been assigned based on the import from the MIDI file. When notes are first brought into the Vocaloid editor, they're automatically assigned an OO sound for everything. So what I've done already, to kind of show you how I work, is I've already converted the lyrics from the very beginning and this phrase here from measures 20 to 23, which is what you see here on the screen, or the beginning of it. I've already converted those to the lyrics that I want Miriam to sing. And you can see some of the parameters here. On top of these brownish bars, on the top is the actual words. Then the brownish bars are the notes themselves. You can see the lengths of them that way. And then in these boxes, you see the phonemes assigned to them. And obviously, it's not a direct one-to-one linking like you would see in a dictionary. It's not, it's not spelled out in those exact terms. In fact, when you get the Vocaloid software, there's a print manual which in part lists most, if not all, of the phonemes available, and the coding that you would need to use in these boxes to make use of those. And then down here, what you see is a vibrato. Longer notes can have vibrato, so you can modify those accordingly. That's not something I'll worry about right away. What I'm more worried about is making sure that the lyrics get in first of all, and then second, going back and modifying the phonemes as needed. I can also add other things as well. I can add attack to each note. I can add dynamic changes. There's a number of things I can do. Because to be honest, right now, Miriam sounds a little bit robotic, as you'll see here.
Drifting away on the water with you.
So, yeah, it's a good start. Definitely some issues, though. It does sound computerized, but once I get all the lyrics in, start playing with the phonemes and the other things that I have in my arsenal here in the Vocaloid editor, then that should start to sound more human. And especially once it's put in on top of the actual score, then I think the overall result will be much better. Okay, it's now Friday night, 10:30 p.m., August 27th, and I've been doing some more work with the Vocaloid editor. And just for kicks, really, I wanted to see what, trying to get a basic general sense of what this is going to sound like. So what I've done is, from print music, I went into the mixer, muted the French horn for the main vocals track, and exported the rest into a WAV file. So that's what is here on track 1. And from the Vocaloid editor, you can also export to a WAV file. So I did that, exporting onto track 2 here. And again, this is with all the music from print music in one track. Generally not advised, but this is not going to be for a final mix anyways. I just wanted to see what this is going to sound like in general. my main concern is what, how well will the Vocaloid Miriam voice sit in with the score. It's the first time I'm combining these together now. So anyways, let's see. Let me place the play position just before the main first verse here. So that we'll get a little bit of music, and then we'll hear the voice come in on top of it. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. Certainly not as distinctive a voice as, say, Hatsune Miku, for those of you familiar with the more current Vocaloid voices. But I think this voice with this type of music will work really well. And this kind of goes back to something that I learned the hard way with the highest step when I tried to retrofit it to fit newer sounds that I had acquired 3-4 months after I'd originally put the piece together. It really does help to know your tools, and in this case, having worked with Vocaloid Miriam already in the night, I had a pretty good sense of her voice from having worked with that, and so I had a sense from the beginning that her voice would fit pretty well with this school or with this set of instruments. Once I started scoring it and realized, yeah, this is what I need. Now hearing them together for the first time, I'm glad I know my tools well enough that yes, it does work. So I don't have to go out and buy another $125 piece of software and test that to try to make this work. Either that or else pay who knows how many hundreds of dollars to bring my friend over from Germany to sing for me. So anyways, that's successful. So we'll be working with this some more tomorrow and over the weekend, and hopefully by the end of the weekend be ready to truly start mixing.
jms3music.